cold. Why is it so cold? The pod should have opened hours ago.
The stasis pod hissed open. No alarms, no rescue team. Just the sound of water lapping against rusted metal.
This isn't right. Where are the voices, the lights?
The deck stretched into a graveyard of steel. Beyond it, an ocean without end. No land, no humans. Only a gray, indifferent sky.
No way. I am the only one? After 100 years, the world just drowned.
A dark shape glided beneath the waves. Then another. Massive silhouettes circling the wreck, patient and silent.
Numb. No, this can't be it. 100 years, and everyone I knew is gone. I am the last.
The wind carried no voices. The sea swallowed every cry, and in the deep, the beasts waited for the last human's next move. He descended into the ship's belly. The corridors were dark, sloshing with seawater, but he pressed on.
There has to be something left. Anything that tells me what happened.
In a rusted locker, he found a waterproof satchel. Inside, a handheld projector, its light still blinking. If you are hearing this, you've survived. The evacuation failed, but we had a contingency, Project Phoenix. The voice broke into static, then coordinates. Find it. It's our only hope. Silence.
Project Phoenix, a contingency. There might still be others out there.
As he stared at the screen, a massive shadow glided beneath the hull. The water bulged, and a fin cut the surface.
They're still here, watching. I need to move before they decide I'm prey.
He strapped the projector on and climbed back to the deck. A broken raft awaited, his only chance to cross the endless sea. With the coordinates set, he pushed off into the gray expanse, leaving the wreck behind. The beasts did not follow. Hours turned gray into gray. A jagged skyline emerged, a drowned city. One building still stood, half sunken, its roof a landing pad.
The signal leads inside. If there's anything left, it's down there.
He plunged into the murky water. Salvaged oxygen tank strapped on. Inside, corridors twisted into a submerged labyrinth, a glint of metal, a data terminal. As he reached, the floor groaned and collapsed, pinning his leg under a steel beam.
Number. Not like this. I can't die here.
A sleek shape darted from the shadows. Not the menacing kind. Its eyes were wide, curious, and it swam straight for him. It wedged its body under the beam, edges glowing softly. With a heave, the metal shifted, and he was free. They broke the surface together. Eta gasped, clutching the creature's fin, while it kept him afloat, humming softly.
You saved me. Why? It doesn't attack. It helped. Can I really trust a beast?
Back at the terminal, Eta pried open a rusted panel. Inside, a data crystal pulsed with a faint blue light. Project Phoenix is real. The lab is west of here, hidden. Find it. There's more to this world than you know. A map flashed on the screen. An island circled in red. Eta memorized every coordinate. Using debris and the raft, he built a sturdier vessel. Remora nudged driftwood toward him, her hum a constant companion.
You understand me, don't you? We're in this together now.
They pushed off, the raft cutting through glassy water. Remora swam ahead, as if she already knew where to lead.
For the first time since waking, I don't feel completely alone. This creature, she's my ally.
The coordinates led west, across featureless ocean. 2 days, and Remora never strayed, circling back with fish for him. On the third dawn, a dark shape broke the horizon. A dome, overgrown but intact, the laboratory. He tightened his grip on the oar. Whatever the old world had hidden there, he would face it with his new companion at his side. The raft scraped against a submerged dock. Vines and coral had claimed the lab's entrance, but the dome still glowed faintly within.
This is it. Whatever Project Phoenix became, the answer's inside.
He pushed through a rusted door. Inside, rows of dusty terminals flickered to life as motion sensors triggered. A log entry read, "Final adaptation successful. Subjects are stable. We will join them when the time comes."
Join them. They chose this, but what did they become?
In a nearby chair, a skeleton slumped over a console, its lab coat still pristine. A syringe lay near its bony hand. Another entry. "The serum worked. Our lungs will fail, but we will breathe water. Humanity will endure." Outside, Remora circled the flooded entrance, her hum echoing through the broken halls. She would not enter.
They transformed themselves? No, that's insane. Unless the beasts aren't beasts at all.
But the skeleton offered no answers. Only a silent warning that the past had paid a heavy price. Deeper in the lab, behind a sealed door, a single terminal glowed brighter than the rest. The geneticist's personal log. "We chose the sea. To survive, we became them. The beasts are not our enemies. They are our legacy."
Became them. So they didn't perish. They created the beasts on purpose, made them as guardians.
He stumbled to the dock where Remora waited. With a piece of slate, he scratched a crude figure, a human, then a beast.
Did humans make you? Did they send you to guard me?
Remora tilted her head, her hum questioning. She nudged the slate, but no understanding sparked in her glowing eyes.
She doesn't get it. Or she won't tell me. Which is it?
He drew more, faster, but Remora only shied back, her hum turning to a worried keen.
If she's hiding the truth, then I am alone again. Alone with the things they made.
He turned his back on the sea and walked into the lab's depths. Somewhere in the dark, a humming voice called after him, but he did not stop. A thunderous roar shook the lab. Through the cracked observation window, the sea exploded with jagged fins and gnashing teeth. Before he could move, Remora crashed through a skylight, her fin coiling around his arm. She pulled him into the water without a sound.
She's dragging me out, but they're everywhere. Where can we possibly go?
The hostile pack swarmed behind them, their screeches piercing the deep. Remora swam faster, weaving through coral and ruin. They dove into a hidden trench. Remora's body glowed, illuminating a cave mouth marked with bioluminescent symbols. Inside, the cavern opened into a vast chamber. Dozens of sea beasts watched as they surfaced, their eyes glowing in the dim light.
A whole colony. And they're not attacking. They're guarding this place. And they knew we'd come.
On the stone walls, symbols were carved, curved lines and angles that echoed human script. An ancient language frozen in stone.
These aren't scratches. They're words. Did humans teach them? Or did they create these themselves?
The beasts hummed in unison, a low resonance that filled the cavern. It was not a threat. It was a greeting. A shell-shaped device glowed among the relics, a translator. Waiting for human hands, he pressed it to his ear. The cavern's hums twisted into something almost comprehensible. The eldest beast's frequency resonated. The old human, the last of his kind. He must decide.
Decide what? The logs said, join them. They're going to force me to transform. It was never about rescue. It's a trap. They need my body for their final evolution.
Remora nudged his shoulder, humming softly, but he saw only chains closing in.
Get away. You've been leading me to this from the start.
He burst through the shallows, scrambling onto a barren shore. The sanctuary's light faded behind him. The sky broke open with rain, mixing with the salt on his face. He ran, blind with terror, into the unknown. Remora's wail echoed after him, but he didn't stop. The last human vanished into the storm, more alone than ever. Exhausted, Eta collapsed on the storm-lashed shore. Remora surfaced nearby, a glowing pearl cradled in her fins.
Why won't you leave me alone? I am not your sacrifice.
The pearl projected a woman's serene face. Eta, you are our legacy, the last to carry the old world.
Legacy. She knew my name. That's my grandmother's voice.
The memory showed volunteers transforming. Her voice. We became the sea to wait for you.
This can't be true. You were all gone.
Remora ummed a mournful tone, nudging the sobbing man with her snout. He pushed her away and waded into the dark sea. Unable to bear the weight of truth, he swam into the blackness, leaving behind the glowing pearl and the only creature who called him kin. The memory's echo haunted him as the deep swallowed his silhouette. A legacy he wasn't yet ready to claim. He drifted into a sunken temple, its walls covered in ancient murals. The images were unmistakable. Men, women, children, willingly walking into the sea, their bodies morphing.
This isn't a creation story. It's a transformation. They became them.
A deep current stirred. From the darkness behind the mural, a colossal shape emerged, the eldest. The shell translator buzzed. We are not beasts, we are you, the last of the old humans and the first of the new.
You are my family, my people.
The eldest's runes glowed brighter, and Eta saw 100 years of patient waiting in those ancient eyes.
Everything I am is because they chose to be this. I am the last one who didn't change.
The eldest's final words came. The choice remains. Join us, or remain the last relic of a time that chose to end. Eta's hands trembled. The impossible truth had shattered every wall he ever built. The eldest led him to a glowing pool set into the temple floor. Its surface shimmered with visions of the past. The pool surged with memories. Desperate scientists in lab coats, vials of serum, the weight of extinction on their faces. We have no choice. The serum is stable. Those who volunteer will carry humanity's soul into the sea. The vision shifted. A long line of volunteers, old and young, families holding hands, walking into the roaring tide.
They weren't running. They were choosing. They knew this was the only way.
One figure turned to face the recorder. Eta's grandfather, smiling through tears, his voice calm. Eta, my grandson, stay safe. We will wait for you in the deep.
Grandpa, you are one of them. You chose this, and you left me behind to wake up alone?
The memory faded, leaving Eta on his knees, the weight of a century crashing down. The eldest waited, but offered no explanation. Eta's role in the old plan remained a void, aching and unanswered. The eldest's voice resonated. You were placed in stasis as a contingency, a backup in case the transformation failed.
A backup. So I wasn't supposed to be here. I was just an insurance policy.
The memory pool showed the pod plunging into black water, the wake-up signal pinging endlessly into silence. Then, dozens of sea beasts formed a glowing circle around the sunken pod, a silent vigil, century after century.
They guarded me all this time. They're not monsters, they're protectors.
You are the last old human, but you are also the bridge. Your choice will unite two ages. A familiar hum rippled through the water. Remora surfaced from the pool's edge, her eyes shimmering, and nudged his hand.
Remora, I am so sorry. I was blind. You've been guiding me all along.
He threw his arms around her sleek neck, tears mixing with the salt water. For the first time, he felt embraced by a family he never knew. The eldest watched, ancient and patient, as the last human's walls finally crumbled. The time has come, Eta. You have two paths: undergo transformation and join your kin, or remain the last old human, forever alone. Beyond the cliffs, a dome of coral and light pulsed the transformation chamber where humanity had found its second womb. Eta turned to Remora, who hovered at the cliff's edge. Her luminescent fins dimmed with a worry he'd never seen before.
Her eyes, she's begging me. Not with words, but with a century of waiting.
The eldest's voice rumbled. You have until dawn, when the chamber's light fades. Choose then, or the choice will be made for you. He nodded and walked away from the precipice, needing solitude. Remora's hum followed him like a question he could not yet answer.
If I join, I lose my body, my voice, everything I was. If I refuse, I lose them, and myself.
The chamber's light pulsed like a heartbeat, steady, patient, counting down the hours until the first light of dawn.
Grandpa, what would you want me to do? I wish I could ask you.
Dawn approached, and with it, the most impossible decision of his existence.
Remora hummed a gentle melody, nudging his hand, then swimming toward the city. An invitation.
Eta dove after her, and the sunken city bloomed before him. Towers of coral, glowing thoroughfares, beasts of every shape weaving in harmony.
This isn't a ruin. It's alive. They've built a society, a home.
Remora looped around him, a playful spiral. They darted through coral arches, chasing each other like children in a world without fear.
He can't remember the last time I felt this light, this free.
She brought him to a quiet grotto and released a pearl. It projected a memory, a pre-flood sunset, golden light dancing on gentle waves. Eta watched, a rare smile softening his weary face. For a moment, the weight of 100 years lifted. As the memory faded, they drifted together into a glowing coral forest, their silhouettes tangled in the soft light.
This is what I'd be joining. Not a prison, but a family. Can I let go of being human for this?
The chamber's light burst brighter. Dawn was seconds away. His heart still clenched with the ache of an impossible goodbye. A shriek split the water. From the trench shadows, a pack of angular, dark-scaled beasts surged. The militant faction, the translator, snarled. The old human brings conflict. He must be cleansed before he poisons the sea. Remora darted in front, her iridescent fins flared wide, a living shield humming with defiant courage. The lead militant's spines slashed deep. Remora's side bloomed red, her hum twisting into a choked keen.
No, Himara, she's dying, and it's my fault. I won't let them take her.
He grabbed a shard of broken coral and lunged, driving the jagged edge into the militant's flesh with desperate strength. More militants circled, but a colossal form descended, the eldest, its roar silencing the fray. The pack recoiled, snarling, then fled. The translator buzzed weakly. Her life force ebbs. Only the transformation can save her now. Eta's hands, stained with her blood, trembled. The choice was no longer just about him. It was the only way to save the one who never left. The eldest's voice rumbled. Your human blood is the final catalyst. Only your transformation can heal her.
My blood, the last piece of the old world. To save her, I must give it up.
Remora's glow dimmed to a flicker, each breath a labored keen against his chest.
She never let go. I can't let her die. But what if I lose myself?
At dawn, the chamber closes. Without you, she will fade into the abyss.
I wanted a choice. Now it's no choice at all. It's only what I can live with. I am scared. But her life is all that matters now. Hang on, Remora. I promise, I won't let you go.
He rose, bloodied hands still, and walked to the cliff's edge, the chamber's light searing his eyes. Behind him, her faint hum begged for his return. Ahead, the dawn demanded his choice.
Grandpa faced this. He chose the deep with nothing but faith. What am I so afraid of?
His grandfather's smile flickered in memory, not of farewell, but of hope, a promise sealed in salt water.
Being human isn't a body. It's a choice. It's my will, and my will is to protect what matters.
Tears rolled into a trembling smile. The weight didn't vanish, but he found the strength to carry it.
Eldest, I will go through the transformation, but I will not lose myself. My mind, my memories, they stay as mine.
The eldest's runes pulsed slowly. Your will is the key. You shall be a bridge, not a shadow. So it is done. A tremor ran through the water, fate buckling its knees. Eta faced the dome and started walking.
For Remora, for Grandpa, for everyone who waited a century for this moment.
He leaped from the cliff edge, arms spread, and plunged into the sea's final embrace. The dome's light swallowed him whole, its hum no longer a question, but an answer. Inside the dome, light was matter, and matter was memory. Eta suspended in the brilliance, every nerve alive.
It burns, like my bones are turning to liquid, but I won't break.
The light flooded him not with heat, but with sensation, a million lifetimes rushing through his veins. We swam into the unknown, so you could choose. Our legacy lives in you. His grandfather's face surfaced in the torrent, smiling, tears of pride. You are my legacy, Eta. Keep swimming.
I hear you, Grandpa. I am still here. I am still me.
His bones stretched, his skin unfurled, but his will remained an unbreakable core in the maelstrom.
My mind is my own. I am not a replacement. I am a bridge.
The dome's hum synced with his heartbeat, then with the ocean's pulse, and finally with the rhythm of every sea beast waiting outside. Within the crucible, the last old human began his final evolution, and the first new human opened his eyes. The dome's shell cracked like an egg. Light bled out, and a sleek silhouette rose from the glowing wound. Eta, reborn. His body was fluid grace, teal and silver, fins trailing like memory. But his eyes, they remained warm amber, unmistakably human. Remora lay still nearby, until a soft luminescence bloomed along her wounded side. The transformation's gift rippled to her. Her eyes fluttered open, finding him instantly. A joyful trill pierced the silence, and she darted forward, nuzzling his new form.
I feel everything. The current, the song, her heartbeat, and I am still me.
The eldest's voice resonated through the depths. Welcome, bridge between ages. You are no longer the last old human. You are the first of the new.
And I choose to be that bridge for all of you.
A memory flickered, his grandfather's hand reaching out from the deep, a smile of fulfillment crossing his ethereal face.
I kept my promise, Grandpa. I stayed myself, and I found a home.
Together, Eta and Remora swam into the welcoming pod, their silhouettes vanishing into the coral-lit city. The last human had become the first of a new kind. In the city's heart, they danced, spiraling through coral arches, fins brushing, the water alive with the song of their joy.
This is what it feels like to belong. Not a survivor, not a relic of a dead world, just alive.
He paused by a reflective wall of polished shell. For the first time, he saw his new self clearly, without fear. Amber, eyes in a sleek, teal frame, human memories in a sea beast heart. The bridge between ages reflected.
I thought I'd lose myself, but I am more me than ever. This is the next chapter of humanity.
Remora trilled a joyful note, circling him, then nuzzled his cheek. Together, they turned toward the open sea, the pod waiting. The pod followed, a river of glowing forms, as they broke the surface into a golden sunset.
We are humanity reborn. Not an ending, but a continuation.
And in that moment, he was no longer the last. He was the first. The ocean stretched beyond, a new horizon waiting for the bridge between ages. Days later, a familiar wreck loomed out of the blue, the ship where he had first drawn breath a century late.
It looks so small now, this place where everything changed.
They drifted through the rusted hull into the chamber where his stasis pod had once rested. With a delicate fin, He touched the pod's frosted glass, the cradle of his old life, now a relic. He slipped a small gold locket from around his neck, the last human object he possessed, and set it gently inside the pod.
Goodbye, old me. You were never the last. You were just the one who chose to start again.
Remora hummed a soft melody, a requiem, not of grief, but of gratitude. Without looking back, they swam upward, toward the surface and the sun. The ruined ship grew smaller, a silent monument to a world that was preserved not as a wound, but as a foundation. A bridge needs two shores. Eta had crossed, and the deep welcomed him home. The pod swam into the dying sun, a river of light across the endless sea. At the lead, Eta and Remora moved as one, human memory and sea-born grace woven into the new form of life. They crested a gentle swell, the horizon painted in shades of gold and violet. A cry echoed across the waves, a voice carrying a century's weight and a moment's release. The world was not dead. It had merely been waiting to be born again. In that endless blue, the last shadow of the old human dissolved. The sun kissed the water, and the sea and sky became one. Eta's amber eyes reflected the fading light, but in them burned the dawn of a new era. The ocean hummed a melody older than memory, and the pod sang the first verse of a new age, and the deep, finally content, fell silent. The last human had become the first of a new forever.